Well, let's see if anybody shows up. Just starting to head out. I don't like my rig here. It's kind of awkward. I'll post a picture of it later. And it's a little windy. So once I get up in the woods here, it'll quiet down a little bit. Let's see how many people tune in. Decided to come back to the same preserve. There's the wagon. I wonder if there's a way I can correct the view, and I don't see one. I got 3 people already. Okay. I don't like the fact that it's doing a selfie image here to my side, so it's reversed. It's mirrored. I'd rather see straight on so I can arrange things in my head better. But yeah, anyways, there's the wheels back there, and as I get ready to say it, somebody drove in, but I'm the only one out here today. Well, we'll see if this guy stays. I drove up and I had to laugh because there was a woman back over behind where I'm parked there. And I walk in and I drive in and all I see is this big pink ass. By the way, I don't filter myself much. 12 years in the military, I got a little bit of a potty mouth. So, let's see, who's here? Siegfried, hello. Philippe, grüß dich. Siegfried, here you are. Redgate Woods, north central Illinois. John Tamara. So it's, hang on, I'm trying to find my right trail here. It's this one. There's one of their pavilions here for parties. This is not one of the better. Trying to be nice. Cook County is not the best at maintaining their, I want to say, ancillary preserves. Right. I was making sure that car left because they went over by my vehicle. But yeah, so they haven't put much budget into the preserves. Holy crap, is this slick. I only brought one pole today so I can hold the phone. Yesterday I kept wrestling with both of them. Hi Lori, there's John again. Openheisen. Got it right today. Slowly trekking my way up this hill here. So how's everybody doing today? There's Mark. Hey Mark. I don't know how to hit this stupid way button. I'm not happy with these gloves. They're supposed to be mobile device friendly, but they don't necessarily work too well. Mark, I don't know how far I'm going to walk today. Mostly today is to get my steps in. Already did my workout at home this morning. And once I get my steps in, which won't be too long, I think I need like, 3,000 thereabouts to round out 10,000 for the day. And today will be 90 days non-stop, where I've met all of my exercise goals, and that's walking, working out, mental health, if you want to look at it that way. I think we'll go this way. These are some of the, let me get back there where you can see it, some of the more undeveloped trails that I was talking about yesterday. These all lead up to main trails. A lot of these are from, I'm going to assume, people getting lost in the woods, but they hear the sound of the road, so they start moving towards it. Because I've never seen any mountain bike tracks on these. Zone's there. Hey, Zone. Hey, Lori. Tell Tony hi. Yeah, I was thinking about you guys the other day. Because I saw, the one thing I hate about trekking poles, you pick up half the forest while you're walking. I guess I could have taken off the snow basket. That helped. No, actually, probably not, because it would land some farther up the pole. InReach Mini. Oh yeah. I love the Mini. Good morning, Sherry. I love the InReach Mini. this, and one thing I've noticed is I've got tracking set to every 10 minutes. So the display distance walked is never right because it only tracks every 10 minutes. Whew, some slick. Man, I ain't kidding you. This is like walking on pig fat because it is so wet down here. You know what? I'm going to take this one glove off for a little bit, actually. Let me put it inside my coat so I don't lose it. What was I going to... Oh, I was going to turn the camera around. I don't know how well that's coming through, just how muddy this is. That's kind of hard to tell. It's like I said yesterday, the mud in this preserve, it's like... My joke last time was it's army mud, because it's the only place I've ever seen mud like this. This stuff, I said it yesterday too, but it has a consistency of wet concrete, and it just sticks to everything, including your pants. Alright, now I gotta switch hands here. I'm ambidextrous, but I prefer, if I'm using a single pole, I prefer to keep it in my right hand. Got any other questions there that I missed? Oh, that's what I started to say, Lori. I was thinking of you guys the other day because I passed the Ford Crown Vic, and the same silver as the one you guys had, except I think yours was the Mercury. But anyways, that made me think of you guys, and then I forgot where you guys ended up. If it was Texas or Arizona. Trade that mud for all the snow. Yeah, I don't know, sis. I like the mud. I like the mud. I like the snow. I never was a big fan of it. I gotta go that way. I'm doing this with sans GPS today. Alright, anyways, back to Siegfried. Sig, I guess, if you don't mind. The InReach Mini was kind of a compromise. I was trying not to buy one for a while. I wanted the stuff to get a little more, settled. I realized the technology is not new, but I wanted them to settle on a form factor. Old helicopter. Because there's several competing companies that make them. But anyway, so it was a compromise on the form. But the biggest thing was my daughter and some friends told me that, if I want to keep doing this, I need to have a way that I can call for help if I need it. Jumping over a mud puddle. And because of the SOS function, if you guys aren't familiar with it, I can fall, and you can see the SOS cap there. You flip the cap open, push and hold the button, and it sends up to a satellite to a global company called Geos your exact location and that it's an emergency. They will attempt to message you via the device if you have the larger GPS, although you can text from this thing, but it's a royal pain in the ass. If they don't get a contact there, they will attempt to contact you via your mobile device. If they cannot contact you there, they then go to your first emergency point of contact. If they don't know anything, then they dispatch the closest medical or rescue team. I wrote an article on my blog about these things because I read a lot of horror stories where people are triggering them when they don't really need them. They trigger for, sprained wrist or something like that. And I'll be damned, you got to be smart about it. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I catch up with any questions that came in. Waco, all right. Anyways, so they're going to send a rescue team out if they can't get anybody and you hit that button. So my argument for that is always, yeah, sure, it's good to know that you always have somebody willing to come to you and rescue you, but you need to be not in a position where you cannot self-rescue. That is the only time you should hit that button. Is if you cannot self-rescue or somebody is not going to be by in a couple minutes. I was reading one the other day, a new one that See, this is what I love about the forest preserves, being slightly sarcastic. I just happened to look down at the ground. Ta-da! Not one, but two. Somebody's been busy. And this is, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile from the parking lot. Why don't you just do it in the parking lot? Catch up on some questions here. Snow, it's great for backcountry, exactly. Yeah, the breadcrumbs, that's something I pretty much keep on. Patrick, wie geht's? Yeah, I have used the breadcrumbs function on this, but I also have an older standard Garmin as well as the GPS on the phone. The Pixel has a standalone GPS. It's not augmented GPS by mobile network, so it's a little bit more trustworthy. I'm starting here. Let's get some more mud up here for you. Yeah, so now I got all this mud to go through. And then there's a little hill as I get to the bottom, so you guys might witness a case of bust ass here. Oh crap. Yeah, this is some, you know, I'd probably be safer if I would just step in the mud, but I keep thinking about having to wash my pants and my boots and the van once I get the boots in there. But I have a what's the word I'm looking for? Foot bath. You know, the little tubs for washing your feet. And I put my boots in those whenever I take them off instead of getting in the it's slick. Instead of getting them in on the carpet or the floor mats. Sorry, if I ignore you for a minute, it's because I'm paying attention to where I walk so I don't slip and bust my butt. It's an ambulance. I was making sure which way they were going. Yeah, Siegfried, you can get them at REI. Any outdoor hiking place carries them. I shopped around, and the day I bought this one, it happened to be cheaper at Amazon. Obviously, it should be cheaper, but not necessarily. I'll show you this guy, this one. Hello, Rhonda. I love this little spot in the summer. This little bitty creek that comes through here. Sadly, I've never found any fish in here, but this little, I don't know, you can't really even call it I'll go back to the wider view. You can't even really call it a slot canyon. It's not deep enough. But you come in here on a hot summer day. You too, Siegfried. Have a good one. And hey, Kelly. But you come in here on a hot summer day, and the shade from the trees and then the breeze around. It's actually a really nice place to hide out for a few minutes to get some break from the heat as I go up a hill. So yeah, it's a pretty nice area. Now this creek has a little oxbow in it, so I'm gonna go back into the creek again as we go around. And it's a cool creek to cover as I go around. So it winds back up through here and then comes back around again. So it makes an oxbow and then continues up the valley. There's a little bridge right here. It's a concrete bridge that was put in because that was part of the old vehicle road that was in here. Time to throw a line in, says Lori. But yeah, I like finding little gems like this, places you can come hide in the heat of the summer. Hello, Mr. Woodpecker. Red-headed woodpecker. Yeah, you would think for the fishermen, and most of my friends are actually fishermen. If I can turn the camera around, my fingertip is cold, and the camera is not. There we go. There are little pools like this. And I've found crayfish in here and water striders and stuff like that, but never any fish. You'd think there would be some type of darter, some little native fish somewhere, but I've never found them in this particular one. There's one in a neighboring preserve. Holy crap, this whole spot's full of woodpeckers. I got a downy woodpecker. It won't do any good to put the camera up there because he's in the sunlight. He's on that tree right there. I don't know if you can even see him or not. Yeah, but there's a little downy there. I heard a red-headed over here. Yesterday there was quite a few pileated or pileated, as somebody else said. I've always heard them as pileated. I know the technical term is pileated, but whatever. Greetings from Austria. Hey Patrick. Bist du daheim oder bleibst du hier? Joe and hello Joe. Mark, what was your question? What's the coolest thing you've seen in my walks? Let's see. Last fall, a couple bumping ugly. Yesterday, coyotes bumping ugly. Last Thursday, I think it was, I walked in on a skunk orgy. Luckily, they were too busy with what they were doing to pay attention to me. I got toilets in the middle of nowhere that make no sense. Ceramic toilets, you know. Homeless people, which are never any real worry. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. I think we'll go towards Bullfrog Lake. These are actually not lakes, they are sloughs, S-L-O-U-G-H, carved by the glaciers when they traverse through here. Somebody asked, where I was going. No set place today. Like I said, I'm just out to get the miles, so I've completed day 90. And then I can, because I said after 120 days, I would, if I made all my goals, number one is a cheeseburger, but no, that I was going to change up my training style to be a little bit more aggressive. I had a back injury, most of you guys know about that, from a fall while out hiking. So that put me down for, only, I think I was down, really down 2 days. I still made all my hiking goals, my walking goals those days. In a lot of pain, but I still did it. But that reset that date. So today will be 90 days once I complete it. And then I'm going to go into more of a running and start slinging heavier weights. Going to change up the diet a little bit to add in more protein. I don't know if you guys heard that just then. There's a small slough to my right. You can hear the frogs peeping. But I can also hear pileated or pileated woodpeckers. It's that rah, rah, rah. They sound kind of like seagulls. Skunk orgy. Do you log your experiences from your walks? Zone, not really. I take photographs of things. My memory is more triggered by images than anything, although, certain things and places I still have, or people even, I have good memories that I don't need to write down. I have started the format on my blog, STFUandFish.com, but I haven't actually blogged up much yet. I will start doing that. I'm actually writing a post now as far as my diet and exercise and what I did and what it took to get where I'm at now, because a lot of people keep asking me. So I've actually started doing that. We'll do that pretty soon here and get it up there. Here comes that old helicopter again. It looks like the one at the beginning of MASH, the old Korean era helicopter. So I'm wondering if this is a hobbyist Oh no, that's a different one. That's a Robinson R22. Geek. How many people? We got 5 right now. But yeah, I will blog them up. Although Zone, you're so damn skinny, you don't need to worry about a diet. I got a message yesterday because somebody that was watching asked me about how much I've lost weight-wise. What you guys have, most of you see me posted on my wall every week because that's kind of my benchmarks, you know. Some coyote and somebody else with boots on, but these tracks are from yesterday. The coyote tracks are fresh. Anyway, so my birthday last year was 267 pounds. That was my starting weight. The Christmas before that was so my annual physical is always on my birthday. It won't be right now because she's not going to do anything but taking care of the sick. Anyway, so yeah, my physical last year was 267 pounds. Christmas of 2018, I had hit 272 pounds. And that was enough for me. You too, Mark, have a good one. So I lost that 5 pounds before my physical. And then I kind of stagnated because, you know, because diet, nobody wants to change. So yeah, and then, as most of you guys know the date, September 20th. I hate to use the term, but I had a come to Jesus moment. As most of you also know, I'm not religious, but it's a good way to say it. That I needed to do something, you know. Basically, my daughter and another friend were brutally honest, and both of them completely separate of each other, but on the same day had basically the same comment. You're old, fat, and out of shape. I can fix 2 of those. I'm not going to fix aging, but the fat and out of shape part I can do something about. See, this is where I need my GPS, and I didn't bring it. Remember the double stones? I'm waiting for a right-hand turn here somewhere, but now I've looped back west. Catch up on some of these long, hello, Zone. Dieting and exercising dropped from 180 to 166. God, I cannot imagine Zone at 160 pounds, dude, because you are skinny as a beanpole as it is. I am, as of this morning, 189.6. Now, of course, that's empty stomach. That's not, you know. So hopefully I'll be able to maintain that for another week. Well, not week, but till Sunday when I do my weigh-in. You know, while I was talking, missed my turn. Just now realizing that because I see where I am at. Okay. Trying to remember the trails now. If I can turn the phone around, there we go. See, as soon as I saw the palest yellow, just drew a blank. Anyways, I know there's an outer loop trail on that hill that's back there, so now I gotta think of how to get to that loop. I wonder if I can minimize this and not drop you guys. Probably not. But let's try it. Actually, I'll give you the outer view. Let's see. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. So it did pause the stream when I minimized it, but yeah. Who else? Who we still got here? Joe, Long, Zone, and 3 others. Okay. And it turns out I am on the right trail, by the way. I went and took a look. Last time I saw you, you were 155. Okay. So you're going back up, technically, from the last time I saw you. Okay, that makes sense then. So here's more of this lovely Illinois mud. This is It's a high clay content. I don't know how well the audio is getting picked up by that, but it's turns out I am on the right trail. I remembered the two rocks, but I remembered them in the wrong place. There's two big stones back there. They're probably, I don't know, 2 feet across each. Trying to catch up Joe Ellen. Oh, I thought I missed a comment from Joe Ellen. So we're going to be coming up alongside the highway here. It's a state highway, but 2-lane, not a lot of traffic. Making my way up a hill. Yeah, anyway, so. But yeah, I'm actually below. Well, my first target weight was 215. I think most of you guys know that. I got to 215. I was like, well, let's see if I can drop another 10 or another 20. So I did, and I dropped down to 195. Last Sunday's weigh-in, I was at 190. So right at 71 pounds total. It's be almost 80 pounds since Christmas before last. But yeah. So I'm pretty much at the point where I'll turn around and start going backwards, but back up. But this time, muscle mass, not so much fat. All I'm doing right now really is trying to chew off about another 3% body fat. So as that sheds off, I'll go back up. Have fun. Okay. All right, Don, we'll see you, bud. Find it interesting. Zone, there's a ton of them in Wisconsin. In fact, I was thinking about in the fall doing the Ice Age trail, the full trail, and just hike it and camp it all the way around. Let's see, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Trying to catch up with everybody that's here. Right now it says 2. And I may drop signal coming and going here as I get up in and out of these little valleys, but see how it goes. This whole hike is trying to remember the total elevation gain. Total, you know, is like 1,700 feet. And the loss is around the same if you do the loop. But it's just, I got a deer up there. Wait and see if I can get a little closer. I'm trying to be quiet just so I don't get her attention. Yeah, so there's not a lot of massive hill climbing here, but when you do come into them, they're fairly steep. Like this outer loop has been put in, or I should say worn down by mountain bikers, so you know they want their steep little hills so they can go down and do their whoop-de-doos on the other side. That was the other reason why I didn't try this outer loop on the south side of the park today, because of the snow. I know that one's going to be muddy as hell, and a lot of it is whoop-de-doos and everything else. So I'm gonna, you know, it's asking for breaking your butt. I'm not moving at any speed today, although usually I do. I try to keep moving at about 3.5 miles per hour, so it's almost a run, but not quite. But obviously I slow down in the mud. See, here's an example of what I was talking about. The way they do the mountain bikers have done these trails. So it goes down around that tree, comes back into a switchback. And then down here they've built a berm curve to continue down. I'll show you the berm as I get around, because that one is actually pretty, it's pretty cool. I saw a couple guys go down it on fat bikes over the winter. Still kind of bugs me that they're out here riding in the winter, but yeah, so they get almost sideways, parallel to the ground, the rider does on this berm, because they hit it so hard and so fast. I just went through a little bitty one, but I mean, I like what the mountain bikers have done out here, and they have created a lot of new trail. I was complaining yesterday that they're not too well maintained, and they're not, but so you can see the berm, how they're riding it around like that. I know there's hard to tell the height, but at this end over here, it's about 2.5 feet, and then it rides up to probably 5 feet along this edge and comes back down. So they're hitting it pretty good just to wear that much of a berm in there. No questions. Oh, we got 3 people watching now. Geez, did I get boring? Let's see. John, how's it going out your way today? Or are you just working from home now, or what? I got an email from my daughter. She is home now for work, and she's already bored to death, which I figured she would be like me and relish in the social isolation, but she's missing her friends, I guess, more than anything. Jeremy, what are you doing if you're still watching? I see Lori's back now. Who is that? I know that profile picture, Michael Terry. It just popped up on the screen so I could see it. All right, Lori, you too. John's working from home. Michael's retired, so I don't know what he's doing. Don't know which way I want to go. I'm going to Bullfrog, so I need to go continue the loop. If I can get up here without busting my hump. I don't know, anybody got questions? I feel like I should be one of those bloggers that's pimping all his gear. Trekking pole brought to you by Lucky. Camera by Lumix. It gets annoying, but I totally understand the purpose of, letting people know what gear you use and all of that. So that'll be a blog write-up too. The gear that helped me make it through the winter. Because I did some cold hikes this year. That mid-December one was probably the worst. The one day was -7 ambient, and the wind chills were down in the 20 below range. Lots of snow, but it was totally worth it. That day the snow was so powdery I didn't even bother with my snowshoes. I just wore my oboes boots that I'm wearing now. I talked about them yesterday too, but I was always skeptical about oboes because it was a company I hadn't heard that much about. I tend to stick to the bigger brands, like actually all of my heavy boots are all made by Danner, and I stuck with Danner ever since I was in the military. But I caught the oboes, I think they were $30 off. So I was like, all right, I'll give them a try. And tell you what, I was pleasantly surprised with these boots. Plenty warm, the traction on them is exceptional. I think they put something in the sole because it's got kind of a gritty feel to it in the rubber. It's kind of like my Innovate trail running shoes. They have a graphene outer sole, so it's a little stiff. Lovely, had to clean up. You too, John, have a good one. Clean up dog vomit. Nice. One thing I don't miss about having pets, I'm being escorted here, and I'm trying to get into a position where I can turn the camera on and hopefully catch him on video. I've got a coyote to the right of me, about 60, 70 feet. And maybe I'll catch him as I loop around this corner. So I'm negotiating a bunch of big rocks here. If I can. These are the ankle busters. They don't look that big on the camera, but there's my snow basket for comparison. Oh, actually, I don't have the Lecky pole with me. I thought I did. I grabbed the wrong one. But I will say, these Trekology poles, for being cheap, are a pretty damn good pole. But I broke one of them running a couple weeks back, and I switched to one of my 5-ans. Finished the run that day and broke a 5-an, which I don't know how much you guys know trekking poles, but 5-ans are not cheap. So after that run that night, I went out and went home and researched the trekking poles. Hello, Michelle. Researched the trekking poles that people are using for trail running, and this one particular Lecky came highly recommended. So I'm taking a break here, trying to I gotta get nicotine. Quit smoking, but I'm still doing nicotine. It's got to be Michelle hitting all of the hearts. Michelle is my niece. I got nicotine. I gotta get some water. Anyway, so the one particular model of Lecky that I got, which I can't remember the exact model name off the top of my head, was highly recommended, so I got it. Well, I got a pair of them. I used part of my REI dividend to get those poles. There's a one from Black Diamond, which gets the best reviews for trail running. Alright, now that I got my nose clean, my favorite niece, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. Mainly because you're the only one that'll talk to me. The Black Diamond one's got a lot of really good reviews. It's you can always tell it's when you break it down, the interconnection between the joints is not a steel cable. Hey Beth, much younger needs my ass. Anyways, it's not a coated steel cable. It looks like they call it a ligament. It's some type of heavy duty rubber, and they're supposed to be super strong. So maybe if I break one of the Leckys running this year, then I'll upgrade to the Black Diamond, but I can't imagine paying $150 per pole. But good trekking poles, especially if you rely on them. And you do a lot when you're trail running, because you're putting so much weight down onto that pole. If you start to fall, all your weight goes onto the pole. And that's how I broke both of those a couple weeks back. Running in mud, and like here, so here's another one of those little berms. And this one, I actually like hitting this one when I'm running, because it's just high enough that you can you got enough forward momentum, you can kind of peek up on it and curve. I always want to make a car sound when I go around it, but I'm not running in this crap today because it's slick and muddy. Beth, why aren't you working? Oh. Okay, this is going to be worth going down there just for the sound, although the trail doesn't cut that way. I don't know, can you guys hear the waterfall? It's a little one. It's right in there. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Yeah, with it being this muddy, I don't think I want to try and go down that hill to get over closer to it. I love that sound, always. Juan, how you doing, buddy? Knowing Juan, he's got everybody in the tool room watching this. That'd be good. Oh. How sensitive is the mic? Can you guys hear the sandhill cranes? Can't see them, but there's a group of them flying overhead. And that is also known as the North American twat with his car with no muffler on it. Sorry, that was a little crude. I'm trying to be nice. No, they're not geese, Michelle. They're sandhill cranes. Oh, I see them now. There's about 15 of them. They're up at around, I don't know, 1,500 feet. I love this time of the year here, especially for the migration of cranes. The white pelicans are here. They showed up last weekend. If you're up in this area and you want to see them, go down by the Four Rivers educational area in Shanahan. Although, hang on, that is, I believe, a state park. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a state park or Will County, it's going to be closed. But you could park somewhere along the I&M and walk there. Hint, hint. So there you go, Juan. There's a good walk for you. Yeah, but the white pelicans, they'll harbor there for a few days. When was I out there? Last Saturday? And they were still there, but that was the first group, so there still should be plenty of them coming through. Actually, yeah, I guess it's not. I look down and there's Bob. How you doing, Bob? Again, for Illinois or southern Wisconsin people, you can drive down to Savannah, Illinois. That area is called the Mississippi Palisades. And you can drive out to, there's an island that's actually in Iowa, in the middle of the Mississippi. I think it's called Sabula or Sabula. Sabula, I think it is actually, but I'll step in some water here and try and clean my boot a little. There's a lot of them that are there pretty much all summer long. So it's always cool to see them. Lori, no, I moved down to Joliet. Well, yeah, Joliet. Where I'm at is right on the corner of Joliet, Romeoville, and Crest Hill. All three meet right there. I think right across the street is actually Crest Hill. Sorry, I'm working my way up a hill, speaking of which. Moved down there for work, down here for work. But right now I'm actually over in Cook County. I have, let's see, behind me here, over, I hate trying to, that's why I was talking about the camera earlier. Behind me here is the I&M. On the other side of 171, there's about a 200-foot piece of wood. Then there's the I&M, the Des Plaines River, and the shipping canal. Cal-Sag, I think it's called? Yeah, Cal-Sag. working my way up another hill here, and this one's muddy, so. But at least it's getting dried out in spots with the sun. Michelle, really? Really? Just looked down and my niece called me a silverback gorilla. I would have taken silver fox, but not silver gorilla. I'm not a gorilla anymore. I'm not that big. Ha! It's been pretty cool to watch everybody come and go in the chat, in the chat, the viewers. Whoa, mud. Well, that spot didn't dry out. Michelle, did you guys ever come here to Redgate Woods where the reactors are buried? It's about 5 miles from where you lived, where you grew up. We used to come here all the time with Mom and Dad. Although we never walked these, half these trails weren't here when I was little. Trekking up the hill. 4,000. I should be hitting my 90-day goal in a little bit. Oh yeah, another 700 steps. And we'll have gone 90 days hitting all of my goals. It's going to be like 1.9 million steps. For those of you at home playing along, you have to walk. But yeah, it's everybody's like, what's the magic? What pill? What are you doing? I'm working. That's what you have to do. People want to sit on the couch and eat some little bitty, microwave diet meal and think it's going to fix them. And that's not going to do it. All right. Turn around in the 80s. Okay. Lori says I'm wearing her out just watching. So, Horse Collar Slough. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at. Just came around the outer loop. So I'm at 33. Yep, intersection 33. So I'm right here. So to go to Bullfrog, I need to go down that trail. And that's Bullfrog Lake. And then I'm just going to do this loop and go all the way back to the vehicle. It'll end up being about, 5.5 miles today. Not a lot of miles, but I don't know. This is just one of my favorite preserves. So we're going to take another dirty hill loop. Dirty bastages. Lori. Actually, not Lori Watson. Lori Wynn. I got 2 Loris now. Well, at least you spell it different. There's another. I have 2 riffles down below me here. Trying to turn the camera around. You're not going to be able to see them from up here, but I can hear them. So there's where this hill goes across. The water comes out at the bottom right there. There's a riffle at the beginning. And I got another riffle down here. It's my other favorite thing with fly fishing, is especially up in the driftless in Wisconsin. Is Bob still here? Looks like he left. Gray squirrel. All right, smart ass. Yeah, it's fishing up in these old coulees down, in the valleys. And a lot of them are traditional limestone creeks. And nice cool water, so even in the middle of summer, it might get a little warm for the trout. There was a trip. But still, it's so beautiful up there. A lot of, hey. But yeah, it's really beautiful with all the hills, and a lot of it reminds me of southern Germany or Austria. This is what I went hay about, so I get my bearing. Horse poop. You see a lot of horses out here. They go to another park near here, and then they ride through these parks. Hey Vicky, why aren't you working? Or are you slugging out at work again? This I think is the... Hang on, I need to get my bearing here. Yeah, this is the loop where I saw the horses on the other side of this canyon. Yeah, it's a canyon, I guess. Had some forestry work going on in here. I just happened to look over and see that. Cleaning up the undergrowth. Oh, I don't want that. Go back. Trying to turn the camera around. There we go. Yeah, I thought they were going to do a controlled burn in this preserve, but they haven't done it yet. It'd be funny if I'm out here today and all of a sudden, oh no, they did one. I see across the way. Yeah, the trail should take me right past that. I have to loop around this canyon. Lori, let me catch up here. Lori, I started at 5,000 steps per day, went to 10,000, but honestly most days I'm up at 15 to 20,000 most days. I think my record was 42,000 something. I'd have to look. I'll look later tonight and post it. But yeah, I think it was 42,000 was my record day. I laugh at the Garmin. Half the time it can't tell if I'm walking, if I'm hiking, if I'm running, or if I'm doing a, what do you call that? Elliptical. Some days it thinks I'm on an elliptical machine, and I'm assuming that's just because of the speed of movement. Great place to camp. Yeah, but you can't camp out here. I know plenty of people do come out here and stealth camp. But I could think of a bunch of places I'd rather camp in Wisconsin. It's up there in the driftless area too. There's quite a few great little campgrounds up there. Most of them are county parks, but other than the rednecks blowing off fireworks. Let's see. Yeah, it's a lot of steps, yeah. Oh, my record day distance-wise was 31 miles. I forgot what my average day comes out to be like 10.8 miles. Now that was counting, you know, I walk at work, I go home and then go back out and walk, or I go somewhere on the way home and walk. The running only really started within the last month, you know, because I'm not going to run in the winter, and as I was saying yesterday, I have a loathing for treadmills because of my knees, but yet hiking doesn't bother them. I'm sure it's all to do with impact, you know, but it's also gotten easier as I've gotten lighter too. Hauling around a lot less weight, but that also means that my pack, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a pack on. My pack gets heavier because I'm trying to stay at 220 pounds of weight to move, you know, so I'm moving my body, plus right now I've got, I think, I did not adjust the pack this morning, but I think there's 26 pounds in the pack, just to keep that extra the weight there, because as you get lighter, the effort, the expenditure decreases, you know, so you're not doing as much work. Well, I need to keep that work, otherwise there's no benefit to me walking unless there's a strain to it, you know, a caloric exhaustion or caloric expenditure. There's no use to it. Oh yeah, so now this is what I saw from the other side of the canyon. Turn the camera around. Looks like I have two people watching right now. So there's that burn spot. So yeah, they've done some more forestry work over here, clearing it up. I don't know why those are right. Oh, I know, that's that big tree. There's a photo in my highlights, I think they call it, on my profile that's got my walking sticks leaning up against a tree. That's that tree right there that cut it up. Trying to turn the camera around. Ah! I keep waiting for somebody to scream, you know. Up another little muddy incline. Yeah, this is it because of the colored. I remember this colored. Oh crap, it didn't turn around. Mike Moline, how you doing? That colored piece of concrete or piece of stone. I remember that as being, you know, by these trees. Well, I got y'all looking the other way. I'm gonna clean my nose. Lori, you're not that. I'm not even gonna say you are overweight. I think you're probably appropriate for your height, which ain't much. There we go. Oh, nope, nope, went back. Finally warmed up a little bit, but my fingers are still cold. Ugh. Yuck. Mud puddle. Right, this is the better route because there's a bunch of little bitty stumps I can step on. Haha, I didn't bust my ass. Second I said that, whoops. Tired of all this mud. And I'm getting hungry. Oh, I just hit my goal. Let me turn the camera around because I do need a picture of this. If I can get it. Hold on. Sorry, I gotta flip you over. Oh, crap. Lori, I saw your question. I will answer it in a moment. 90 days. The stream will probably break for a second, so please be patient. Sorry, I hate that with their software. If I switch, it pauses the stream. I guess maybe they assume you're taking a phone call. I had to get a picture of my watch. You guys know I've been posting the, you know, where it says 80 days, 85 days. Well, today's 90. So this is 90 days having met all of my exercise goals. For movement, for sleep. Well, there's a couple missed nights of sleep in there, some poor nights. I didn't realize I had the camera still pointing the other way, so I was pointing you guys out in the woods. Oh, nice, there's a little bit of rock right here. Keep the trail dry. And I just got my elevation goal too. Not as concerned with that one. 118 pounds at 5'1". You're not too far off, Lori. You can't be but 5 pounds off, maybe. Although I did laugh because there's one of those height weight charts I looked at said I should weigh 165 pounds. I haven't weighed 165 pounds since high school. I was trying to catch up here, sorry. Should I start walking? Hey Mike, how you doing? Good job, thanks bud. What do I keep in my pack? I have, there you go, I can do a pack breakout sometime too. I laughed, I posted my shirt this morning, the greetings from Dystopia, and I immediately thought that'd be the good name for a podcast too, right? Especially now. I can do a video on what's in my pack. Instagram. Trying to think of what's in there. Normal stuff. I have shelter, my hyper light mountain gear, tarp shelter, 2 pairs of socks, the rain cover for this. I have just a brick in the bottom right now, a steel brick. It weighs 16 pounds. Just to make sure I have weight in there. I have my little foam sit pad so I can sit down on stones and be comfortable. Ooh, very fresh deer tracks. I have 2 liters of water. So that's, what is that? That's probably 4 pounds of water right there. I have my shit kit. It's obviously it's exactly what it sounds like. I have a titanium trowel, TP, necessary stuff. It's in a Dyneema bag. What else is in there? First aid kit's in there. The only thing not in that first aid kit right now are trauma shears and a CPR mask, although I do have a CPR shield in there. I'll do a video on the pack. I didn't think you were that old, Lori. Sorry, I thought that was somebody else that wrote that. 5, short girl. I'm not going to call her out. Yeah, they got lots of little burn piles down in here. I was talking about that little canyon that's nice in the summer. This is another one of them. That when it's all greened up in here, actually there's a, you can kind of see it here. It makes another little oxbow around that point. There's a tree right here that, not this one in the front, but behind it that's on the other side of the creek. And the other one they cut is right there, the half tree. Between those two, I string my hammock sometimes in the summer. Except now that that one's cut, I'm not going to hang on it anymore. You are not older than dirt. I'm older than you. In fact, let me see. Well, now I only see, oh, there you go. From what I can see, you're the youngest one in the channel. So, yeah, there's a kind of a better shot of that little, the water goes around that little spit right there. And that's a lot of times I'll hang my hammock down there and I hang it over the creek. And then I'll sit there and make lunch, and it's just a nice place to come escape. Barely, you're 7 years younger, no, 6 years younger than me. You're still a baby. Actually, I'm not quite sure how old Vicky is. You guys might be the same age. And I'm sure Michelle's going to be like, I'm looking forward to 52, or whatever. I'm going to tell her she's looking the wrong damn way. I wish I had one of those gyroscopic stabilizers. I feel like you guys are going to get sick with me shaking the camera. I was looking at those the other day, but if I buy one, it's got to be able to do the phone and my camera. It has to be able to stabilize both of them, because I'm not buying 2 different ones, not at $370 a piece. But that won't be gear for this year. It'll be gear for next year. Because if I do videos while I'm running, you're going to be getting this the whole way. Sorry, I got a muddy stretch here. I need to pay attention. $52. See, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if you were 2 years or 3 years younger. But I knew that Dale is older. That's my brother for the rest of you. My youngest brother. younger brother, because he is the youngest. I hear him again. The pileateds are on the hill behind you. Behind you guys. Alright. Keep stopping. And it's that thing is I want to stop because it's almost lunchtime, but I'm going to loop back out of here now and start heading back towards the car. Although I do have tuna and a protein bar in my bag. The one day I forgot and I got out here and all I had was a protein bar. Which is good, it's enough energy to get me back, but I don't know if any of you guys ever... Yeah, I was going to say Mike was past that in a while. I'm not going to call it out, Mike, but I think you're 10 or 12 years older than I am. I don't know how many of you guys were athletes when you were younger and when you bonk and your body just runs out of fuel. That's the worst thing ever. I had that happen last fall one day. I think it was the 14-mile route I take, and I just completely bonked and was out of fuel. And I had like no energy, and I walked to a gas station off the trail and went to a gas station. Tanked up on nothing but sugar, which doesn't last very long. Somebody lost a glove. Put it up on this stump here. A Gore-Tex Infinium glove. Manzella, so it's a fairly decent brand. There you go. Put it on the stump so they can come back and find it. That's the other thing I found a lot of this year were gloves. Which cracks me up because my hands are always cold. Although right now I'm going without gloves. Ever since I had frostbite, I've had problems with my fingers getting cold. And now we're gonna... Next time I go to the doctor, I'm going to bring it up, but it's not important, so I'm not going right now. Let's see if I don't have, oh crap, I forgot what you call it. My fingers will turn purple, even on a nice warm day, and they feel like they're freezing. There's actually a name for that, which I'm forgetting at the moment. Somebody will remember it. Or you were a swimmer. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm thinking about your build because you are pretty broad-shouldered. It would explain the musculature. To where I was broad-assed from sitting on it. Oh, it's another Reynolds, thank you. There's another pretty little spot. I know it doesn't look too pretty right now. I wonder, I don't see it. I probably should have done a white balance on the camera. On the phone I can do a white balance. Probably should have done that before I started this. Just to keep it going. To keep the color a little more accurate. Alright, I'm looking for the next right-hand turn. Bullfrog Lake is straight in front of me through the woods. Should dump out on the trail up here. So, Michelle, I don't know if you remember the area, but I'm at Bullfrog, coming up on Bullfrog Lake. The Wolf Road Forest Preserve is to my left. This is right in that cluster of preserves at the bottom of Wolf Road. Is where I'm at now. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. The mouse back here, or something under the under the leaves. He moves when I walk by. I just couldn't get it to move. Always cracks me up when you hear him. It's too early for snakes right now, so Alright. I have a series of whoop-de-doos to walk up here, so hold on while I try not to bust my butt. I'm sure I get quiet here when I start to concentrate on this because I gotta pick my footsteps. Alright, so there's the road into Bullfrog Lake. I should have brought more food. I could have sat down and actually had a proper lunch here. Turn the camera around, I'll show you guys that. You can see the... Can I zoom? Yeah, I can zoom in. There we go. You can see the guardrails from the road. That's Bullfrog. Yeah, Mike, it's a pretty good area. From what I understand, the fishing in Bullfrog is alright. I haven't actually fished that since I was little with a cane pole. Alright, see, I'm going to get up on this road here. And then I get the lovely part of switching to go through a trail that's on a thicket. It's a relatively new path. I'm not looking forward to that one. What the hell did that? Oh, it's a deer. There's a... Sorry, I'm trying to turn the camera on. I had to do a double take on that print. But as you look closer, it's two deer hooves that hit the same spot in the mud. That's unusual. Must be a hole in the road or something. This van just drove around real funny on the road. Oh, but now I see traffic cones. So yeah, there's something in the road up there. Yuck, squish. Slip sliding away. A bunch of orange hats up here. Gotta make sure I'm not walking. They're done hunting up in here. Oh, the cones are blocking the road. What am I missing? When I read the parks were open in Cook County, I'm hoping they didn't close on me. Alright, so the trail continues this way to go around. Bullfrog is, well, actually Bullfrog is right here on the other side of the lake. That one goes around Bullfrog. We're going to go up here, this road, and then go up through that thicket. I don't know what kind of tree that is. And that is going to start me back on the loop back to the parking lot, which is still probably 2.5, 3 miles back. And some of you probably saw I posted where I said best Christmas ever. I was up, can't really, so up on the other side of this lake, there's a hill back there, and that's another preserve that overlooks Bullfrog. There we go. Right, now, I guess I'm zoomed back out. Hey, how did I do that? That worked pretty cool. Nope, I don't want to zoom that way. Somehow it switched back around views without me having to hit the button. But yeah, it was a good Christmas there. Last Christmas I went up there and I did a video conference with my daughter. And then did one with some friends. Old friends that turned out to be really cool. So that was a nice Christmas for something completely different. And now for something completely different. Name it, name it, name it. Somebody's gonna get it. Name it in 10 seconds. Come on, type it in. Oh, my boots are so damn muddy. I guess I could go up here and give you guys an overview of the lake, huh? It would be kind of cruel, wouldn't it? Keep telling you about a lake and not take you up here to show it. Oh, I wonder if they got it blocked off just because the kayak rental isn't open. I didn't notice it as being closed off last time I was here. I see a few people on the other side of the lake. So I'll get around here in the grass and give you a shot of it. There goes the trail runner up the hill. I laugh because I see a lot of guys that drew a blank. Monty Python. Here comes another runner. Alright, so I'll let him get out of the way. So this is the kayak rental concession stand. The trail runner is up there on that hill over there. That's Bullfrog Lake. And this is the area that they call Camp Bullfrog. They have little rentable cabins up here through Cook County and pavilions you can come out. So now this is one of them where it's funny how it works. Sometimes I think Cook County does an excellent job with their stuff, and then they do the things that make them money and not the things that are necessarily better for those of us that are hiking the trails. I don't know if you can see that. I always spin my trekking poles. I don't know why. I'll do it like a, baton twirling. Do, 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 do. All right, time to start heading back to the trail. 3. Keep checking the people that are watching. So, let's see. Been fishing since he left North Carolina. Yeah, last time. When did I last go? November sometime, I think. I went for a quick little last ditch trip, Just caught a couple bass over here, but nothing major. Alright, back into the woods we go. Back up another muddy hill. More cranes again. Oh, there they are. I don't know if this camera, let's try this. I don't know if I can catch this group or not. They're up there behind that twig right there. I don't know if you, yeah, there they are. Now you can see them. So that's closer to 50 of them. Yeah, Lori, I'll probably do another one tomorrow. Get enough people tuning in long enough that it keeps me going too. So go have a good one. If you're in Waco, go eat some barbecue for me, please. Oh. Looks like we still got 3 people. Oh, Jesus. One more mud puddle. It's funny as it does not look that wet on camera, but this. Oh, this is muck. See, now I just got my boots cleaned off. Now they're going to be getting wet again, muddy again. Never thought a snow basket on a trekking pole would catch me in mud, but it's working. Alright, dry spot for a little bit. Michelle, what are you doing today? Enjoying the work from home retired life? Raccoon poop? Ooh, something just ran. Oh, it's a blue jay. He went too far in the woods now to get video of him. I meant to go back and read an article the other day and I forgot to. It said, the quick premise of the article was that blue jays aren't actually blue. It's just the color our eyes perceive. Well, it can't be correct because the camera sees it as blue. It's like the dress, you know, what color is the dress? So that's what I wanted to go back and read, and I forgot about it. More mud. This is the connector trail, which I think, if I remember correct, goes back to the orange loop, which is the one I want to take. I'm just trying to think. This has got to be the most boring thing ever. This would make PBS look fun. Not. Sorry, again, it's a muddy area, so I gotta look at where I'm stepping and plan my steps through here. That's important enough when you're hiking, but I found that's even more important trail running. I try to be, in my head, 10 steps ahead of where I'm at now. You know, so I know exactly where I gotta put my feet. Oh, that sounded lovely. The orange loop should be up here in just a bit. Making your own tonight. Oh, nice, Lori. Yeah, I've got the air fryer from Instant Pot, and yeah, it's like I've done chicken in it, and I forgot what I did a couple weeks. Oh, I found a small little package of tri-tips at Walmart, and I did those up in it, and they were just like, oh, it just melted in your mouth, you know. And then I've done a few pork tenderloins now too, which is like my favorite cut of pork if I'm not doing a butt in the smoker. And I don't know that I will ever do a pork tenderloin again in an oven, in a smoker, in anything. Because they just come out perfect in that air fryer. Alright, now back on the main trail. Somebody put an arrow indicator. Probably so they didn't get lost. You hear the frogs coming up ahead. Cracks me up, these little bitty, I know they're remnants of sloughs, and I don't know whether to call them a pond or not because they're not big enough, but wet spots in the woods. How about that? They always are the first things to come alive in the spring here with the little cheap frogs. Wish Jeff was here today. Who just joined? Somebody joined. Doesn't tell me. Can't see who that was. I didn't recognize their profile pic. That is a good spot for now. I can't gain any altitude to look in there. I'll turn the camera on so you can see the hole, but then I'm going to get my big camera out for a second. Ryan Hughes, that's who that was. See that old trunk right there. That is big enough that it could fit a great horned owl. So I'm pulling out the big camera. Well, there's a sound you don't want to hear. I don't even want to know what that sound is. Well, the camera still works. Nobody's home. See, now that's what I love about this camera. Ryan, I'm going to put you guys down for a second here. Ryan says he just joins to antagonize me daily. So what I'll do is like then I took a picture of the nest, and then I'll go back in and use the screen and zoom all the way in on the image. Nope, nobody home. That was how I found that yeah, I'm not liking that sound. There are more cranes coming from this way. Something's shaking inside. Sounds like it's actually in the lens housing. Yeah, there's a group of them. They're right over this way. Sandhill cranes. Alright, let's get you guys back up off there. Ah! Ryan joining to antagonize me. Just remember, paybacks are a bugger. I was actually going to come down that way. My plan was the end of the month, end of March, and harass you guys for a few days. But now with this COVID, homie's not going anywhere. Trying to get my snot rag out. I'll give you guys something different to view at rather than me cleaning my nose. I love the sound of those sandhill cranes. That grrr, I can't make the sound. It's almost like a grated sound. Alright, now let's get back to walking here. Hope I don't have to send this camera in to get repaired. Black cap chickadees. And dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. What is that one? I know that bird, but I can't think of it right now. Dee-doo, dee-doo, dee-doo. Somebody's got to be better with birds than I am. I know that bird, and I'm drawing a complete blank on it. I hear budgies back there. Cheep, 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 cheep. More cranes. All right. Got to be thrilling while I'm negotiating these holes. Michelle's like, yeah, I don't know if I want to look at your ugly butt that long. How long has this been going by now? It never tells me. No, it doesn't tell me on the screen. Message, what does that do? Oh, greetings from Dystopia, okay. Changes the title. I never have actually really looked at this thing. Other than just, okay, push this, this, and this, and that gets it going. Ooh, I'm on the blue. Don't think that this is the route I wanted. Somebody's sunglasses. It obviously got trampled on. Hang them in that little tree. I may want to come back for one someday. So what have I found today? 2 used condoms, somebody's right-handed glove, and now a pair of sunglasses. Hey, at least it ain't a body. We were just talking about that in one of the hiking groups on Facebook. What's the weirdest thing you found? And some guy said, a body. So he panicked and called the sheriff's department or whatever it was, and it turned out it was from a grave that had been washed out down the road. Okay. Oh, that's right, yeah. I was going to say, so I'm an idiot. I just walked the circle. But that's right, that trail does loop back. So now I'm at 33. Came in from that way. Oh, I hate this map because it doesn't orient to where you're actually at. It's just an overhead north-south map. Intersection 33. Alright. I am going to... Wait, what's this? Imagine. Some people just seen before. Shut up, Ryan. Alright, I'm going to pause the stream for a second here because I got to pull up my map. Alright, sorry about that. That map does not show this trail that I'm on right now, the one from the county, but I knew I had mapped this one, and that's the one I'm going to take back now, because this one heads back towards the parking area. That's why it's like Siegfried was saying earlier today about any mapping app you use needs to be able to leave breadcrumbs, you know, to show where you've been, so that you can easily backtrack. Although, yeah, this is the right one. So I made a boo-boo and I didn't set it on my watch because I could have just kept referring back to my watch to tell me where I'm at. So today I'm actually have the Garmin Phoenix on. Now I'm like watch strong here. I have the Phoenix and the Vivo Active from Garmin. Love both of those watches. But then I also have just plain old-fashioned watches. Oh, more mud. Sick of mud. Alright, this I don't understand because it says Ryan and Siegfried are watching me. But up in the corner it still shows... Oh, it just went away. Michelle's icon. It's one of those days where I feel like I'm walking the same circle. And in a way I kind of am, but I'm coming back on a side spur that I walked past with you guys earlier. So I will be backtracking over a portion of my own trail. Which I'm actually on right now. It's another one of those berms right here. Cross some water so I can take a second to clean my boots off. Because I think this was mostly pretty dry on the way back around here. One of the best inventions is a truly waterproof boot, as long as you don't go over the collar. Because you get them muddy and dirty, you just stick them in the water and wash them off. Oh. Back up the hill. This is another particularly rocky stretch. And yeah, I'm right up against the highway again. Trying to turn the camera around. That's what I just came up. But at least it's nice and rocky, so I got plenty of traction on it. You can see the highway right there. This preserve is actually really, really nice in the summer, but it just gets so overcrowded with mountain bikers. Which, you know, they have as much right as we do, but still, when it's a preserve you really like, you don't want them hanging around all the time. You need to stop here for a water break. I should have done that back there, but I didn't think about it. There's no pretty views still, because everything's brown and slightly greening, but not overly greening. Smart water bottle. It's not smart water anymore. It's dumb now, it's in me. No, I try and reuse their bottles. I laughed, all these people talking about oh, this water bottle's better than that one, or whatever, and I was just like, why don't you just buy a smart water bottle and reuse it? And then somebody else is like, oh, I've been doing that for years. And there was like 3 people out of this Facebook group that are just using smart water bottles. Otherwise they're using Nalgene or you know, whatever brand you want to call it, but basically the Nalgene style bottle. And I'm like, this, like, I can't remember, the liter bottle, I think it's like 9-10 ounces empty. That made no sense to me. Not that I'm Mr. Ultralight, but I just, as I get older, I'm replacing things with lighter material. Something just jumped over here. Didn't see what it was. It'd be cool if I could get a video of a raccoon or something. It's pretty good size. See anything though? Yeah, probably another 2.5 miles or so since you left, Mark. So now I'm back on, actually, I'm almost back to where you checked out, Mark. Because I did a loop off the end of this out and back. So anyways, yeah, as I get older, I'm replacing some of my gear with lighter stuff. Like my spork. I went from an aluminum one to a titanium one, which saved me, it's stupid, it saved me like 2 ounces. But that's 2 ounces that it'd be another pack of tuna, or, you know. It's kind of how I look at it. The lighter I can get my main gear, the more I can carry with me. Everything's starting to come to life around here. So that's the second little mouse or something under the leaves that I heard moving around. So where am I at already today? Almost 11,000 steps. Probably be another 3,000 back to the van, 3,000 or so. Siegfried, did you ever make it home, if you're still there? I know I think he was out on his motorcycle somewhere and heading back across country to get home. spot where I usually end up busting my butt. And yeah, I'm getting quiet again because I have to pay attention. These rocks stick up at all different angles, so if you set your foot down wrong, there's something down here below me moving. So between me and the highway, life is a highway, right? I could probably cut half of this video out and make it 10 minutes long. Cause y'all ain't saying nothing. It's just me rambling. As I go down a hill here and try not bust my butt. Remember them talking in school, when you're out in the woods like this, in glaciated areas, and you see rounded boulders, but there's no telling how far that boulder came with the glacier. Just trying to figure out how to get a clear shot of this. Can't really. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but there's a whole bunch of boulders down there with moss growing on them. I don't know how much detail the camera's going to pick up with that zoom, but it looks like something you'd see in a Japanese garden. It's pretty. Mark, did you get out and go fishing last week? I know you were talking about heading over to the Mad for a little while. I have not fished the Mad River in years. Need to get back down that way. I got a buddy that lives right there in Cincinnati. Well, Blue Ash, but I need to get down there and do some fishing with him. And you, of course, if I come that way. I don't remember exactly where you're at, but it seems to me you're not far from Cincy. Okay, yay for sourdough bread, nay for burning your hand. Of glove. I bought one of those for using with my cast iron, because the regular oven gloves, like you buy at Target, you know, or whatever. Ching! I should get money every time I mention a brand name. Another uphill, sorry. Anyways, conventional oven gloves just don't work with a Dutch oven when you're using a cast iron Dutch oven, because it holds the heat so much better. What are you making, pot bowl? So you're at 450, 500 degrees. Sourdough bread. Had plenty of sourdough bread in my life, but none of it is ever as good as what my dad made. But I think we all say that, right? Nobody's whatever is as good as moms or dads or grandmas. I remember Dad's sourdough bread, if you had nothing on it, it was so sour it felt like it burned your mouth. So I got quite a bit of elevation gain here, so I'm going to be a little winded here for a minute. Hey! See, that's what I was talking about. I put my whole weight onto the trekking pole to not bust my butt. It's exactly where I broke the other two, in that same spot. So today I'm not running the path, I'm hiking the path. Yeah, that was a bad idea, Michelle. At least wet the towel first. That'll give you about a second of heat barrier. Alright, almost to the top. Now I gotta run the ridge. I got about another 30-foot gain up the hill. And then it's a couple switchbacks going down the other side. That's when you know you run the trail too much. When you know all the little turns. This loop I know inside and out now. Oh, I almost slipped again. Forgot to show you guys Slender Man. There's a tree back there, about a mile back. Looks like Slender Man. I'm always afraid to look at it. I might die. This does feel weird with only one trekking pole. Robin's over here turning over the leaves. Red-headed woodpecker. I just startled the downy. Blue jay up here. That's a robin right there. Where'd the blue jay go? I do love the woods in spring. Everything starts coming alive. As I'm getting more and more tired now. All the woodpeckers. Trying to see if this is, it is, it's a clump of one little Nick Volk. How you doing, buddy? I wasn't sure if that was toilet tissue or what, but it actually has a pile of snow. Nick, how's it going up in your neck of the woods? Oh, I think I broke my basket on that one. No, just slipped the threading. I can take it off and re-thread it later. So what's everybody's dinner plans for tonight? I'm still thinking about lunch because I haven't had it yet. All right, now we're back to the yellow hand. You can, wrong one. I almost wiped my nose with my glove instead of my hanky. All right. There's the yellow trail marker. Yellow blaze. There's a woodpecker. Send Nick a wave. Open up my jacket a little bit more here because I'm starting to get warm. I don't feel like stopping and stripping a layer. Last thing I'm gonna do is let you guys watch me change out of clothes. It's not that kind of channel. That's funny, that woodpecker. I love it when they hit a hollow tree. You can hear it from miles. That was it. Yeah, last year, Nick knows the area. I was fishing in German Coulee. Big old hollow, I think it was a pine back behind me. I didn't see the woodpecker come up. He hit that thing and it sounded like somebody just turned on a jackhammer right behind me. Just scared the hell out of me. Sorry, transitioning through more mud. But yeah, so I'm thinking about lunch right now, which is going to be banana, peanut butter, tuna, maybe an apple, or some grapes. But dinner is going to be some of last night's pork tenderloin. Last night I made it. No, Friday night I made the pork tenderloin. That's right, because last night I had fish, crab. Fake crab, pollock. Oh yeah, but I was going to say something about the blaze. Cook County switched and started using these fiberglass signs that they hammer into the ground. And like half of them have gone missing. I'm sure their idea is that it's money saving because they don't have to go out and paint blazes. But I'd rather be looking up at eye level for paint blazes on trees than looking down at knee level for these signs. Because I ran past a couple not long ago. Before I knew it, I was like a mile off of my plotted run course. Not bad, I got extra mileage that day, but I didn't intend on running it. Carol Toohey. How you doing, Carol? Tell me you got at least today off. Hey, Michelle, you didn't say if you were working or not on, like a normal schedule or whatever. Carol is a NICU nurse in Florida. Wonder how many people have checked in and out that I didn't even see come and go. I think I got about half a mile back to the parking lot. Take advantage of this water puddle and clean my boots off. There's a frog back behind me. It's funny how many of my friends are. Whoa! Alright, that water hole was deeper than I thought it was. Almost went over my boot. It went halfway up my... Oh. It was almost to the top of my boot. But yeah, how many of my friends are nurses and doctors and firefighters? I know I got quite a few paramedics and some that are cops. And yeah, I know I posted earlier today, but I'll say it again. Thanks for everything you're doing. You guys get exposed to it. We don't necessarily have to. No, I think I got closer to a mile till I get out of here. Right now I need somebody with long fingernails. I got an itch on my back. Oh, I can get to it right there. Haha. I got the tree between my shoulder and my pack. Oh, there we go. Oh, here's another pile of snow. It's just hidden under the tree. There you go. 2 little piles of snow. Remnants of the snowfall. Friday night. I knew they said it was going to snow, but I didn't think, I just thought it'd be, I don't know, a dusting or whatever. Got up yesterday morning. There's 2 inches of snow on the car. Thick, heavy, wet stuff too. Which made the walk out here yesterday actually pretty. Trying to check time. Walking a little longer without eating than I wanted to, but that's alright. Start my body feeding on itself again. I'm wondering if people watching and dropping fairly consistently is signal related, because I know the signal in this preserve is pretty sketchy. See, I even shaved for you guys today. No, I just needed to stop being a bum. All right. Let's see. Trying to figure out. I know. This intersection goes back that way, curves around, loops around, and hits the Brown Trail. Straight through there, about half a mile, is the monument I took you guys to yesterday, the big gray stone. This red marker, orange marker, I don't know what it's for, but I know this is the connector that goes back to the parking lot. I always remember it because there's a burnt tree right back there, that back tree. So, woodpecker back behind me raising hell. Sorry, trying to get another nicotine out. That's my last remaining vice I gotta get rid of. Quit smoking, but I still use the nicotine. Quit drinking years ago, but smoking, still did that. Got people in front of me in the woods here, I can hear them. Hoping they're not coming my way on the trail. Social distancing. I bet they are. It sounds like, what the hell am I hooked on here? There we go. Sounds like a bunch of kids. They're probably playing in that creek I showed you guys earlier. Not long after I first started the recording here. I thought it might be trail runners. I'm just like anti-people now. I don't want to be around them. But I got my trekking pole so I can keep my social distance. Stab them with it. Oh yeah, I know where they're at that second water crossing there. Oh, they got a dog with them too. All right, I can see them through the woods. So let me get down this hill, and I'm going to get out of their way. I got to Spider-Man it down that hill. I'll take advantage of this water puddle. Use the water to get the leaves off my stick. Tripping pole. Look down the creek. Alright, this sounds like a family coming up. Yeah, I see the mom now. Mom's got the dog. No, come on through. I'm going to let the family pass.
Oh boy, I don't know. You don't know? You guys feel like it? I don't feel anything anymore.
Mom says, I don't know. And the daughter, do you feel like it? And the daughter says, I don't feel like anything anymore.
Run straight at 30 miles per hour. Nope. Nope. Red's going to go slow. Are you going to do it? Mom, you're about to fall. I'm good.
Should I video this in case somebody busts their butt?
Right. Nice. Oh, God.
I'll do it.
This is so much pressure.
Go.
Look at it. Look at it. It's fine.
And they're all across without busting their butt. Right. We'll go get out of here now. I don't mind coming across people, but initially they were a lot louder, and I thought it was going to be far more people. Who all do we still got there? It says one. Michelle, I'm guessing, is the only one still watching. Sorry, I got a muddy uphill. I got to pay attention. Where are you at? Oh, straight up above me. It's too light to look up there. Another mud hole. You gonna come down lower so I can get a picture of you? Gotta go. All right, see ya. See ya, Michelle. And if it turns out that Michelle is the last one, after she leaves, I will just end the stream. Yeah, it's good. We're almost to the parking lot now. Anyways, perfect timing. All right, Michelle, be good. Be well. More people to my left here somewhere. All right, so I'm almost back to the parking lot now. I got about 150 feet till I'm out of the woods. I will walk out of the woods here and then end the stream. I don't know if this one's worth publishing or not. But yeah, I think for now we'll just keep calling these greetings from Dystopia. Episode 1 is in the can. We used to say that on the podcast. Is that Leo Laporte? So I only saw 2 coyotes today. Coyotes. Everybody makes fun of me because I say coyotes. One escort me through, and the other one was just laying over in the woods. Kind of looking this, trying to turn the camera around here. Finger got cold. So that photo I took yesterday, there's two coyotes were laying back behind this. There's a group of two trees. The second, so the middle tree between that one and the outer one. There's a brown patch out there. That's where the coyotes were yesterday. Hey Mike, welcome back. Just coming out of the woods. I'm actually going to end the stream here in just a minute, but appreciate everybody that did show up. All your comments, some of them were pretty damn funny. Even though my niece is older than she says she is. Ha ha! I gotta pick on Michelle. Always do. And we are 4 cases of COVID yesterday to 9 today at Edward Hospital. So everybody that says it's not spreading, you're not paying attention. Now we're walking on pavement again. Michael, are you doing anything constructive today or just watching me? Oh, I'm on my way back to the van. Actually feels good to walk on hard pavement after sliding in mud for the last, how long have I been out here? 3 hours, 3.5 hours? Oh, I can tell you. If I can see it this close, because of my glasses, no, can't read it. I can't read it. Even with the trifocal progressives, I still can't see things 8 inches in front of my face. Alright. I am back to my van. Somebody asked me what the name of the van is. Call it Fernweh, which means wanderlust in German. So, the Volkswagen sticker, it's kind of a nod to my childhood. That's all my dad would ever own was Volkswagens. And of course, the trout, we all know what that stands for. Alright guys, appreciate you watching. See you soon, be good, be well.